Welcome to a new product introduction video of Multitech Technology. Today we will introduce our automatic ferrule and wire crimping machine. Our machine is delivered together with its accompanying accessories. These accessories include a pump for collecting ferules, a power cable, a waste container for collecting stripped insulation, jaws and nozzles for different ferules, extension tubes, air hoses, tweezers, and an Allen key set. The machine requires 4 to 6 bar compressed air and 220 volt electrical power to operate. When we power on the device using the front power button, the machine starts operating immediately. Our device is suitable for crimping ferules ranging from 0.5 to 10 square millimeters. It has a crimping diameter capacity of up to 17 millimeters. The machine operates with a rotary blade stripping system. After pouring the required ferules into the upper hopper, we can adjust the settings and start the operation. No hopper replacement is required. The crimping style is a vertical square locking system, which is one of the key features of our device. Taking a closer look at the screen, we first press the power button on the left side to turn on the device. After seeing the welcome message, we press the enter button below to access the operation screen. Output set at the top of the screen is where we define how many crimps we want to perform. Total output displays the total number of crimps completed so far. Line type refers to the section where we select the cable cross section and type. Opacity is the section where pass/fail settings are configured. Additionally, when we press and hold the 0 button next to total output, the total production counter resets. At the bottom of the screen, there are R-peel mode and N-peel mode options. R-peel mode as rotate peel mode. In the rotary blade system, the blade rotates during stripping to remove the insulation. N-peel mode as normal peel mode. During stripping, the blade does not rotate and removes the insulation by pulling it off. We generally prefer operating in R-peel mode. The twist forward and twist reverse options on the right side adjust the twisting direction of the cable end to the right or left. The twist on off option allows the cable to exit straight without twisting. When the twist option is set to on, the twisting function becomes active. Moving to the lower section, these settings can also be adjusted through the parameter screen. You can also enter values directly by pressing on the relevant field. Now, let's examine what these tabs are used for. Cutter depth indicates the penetration depth of the cutting blade. This value can be adjusted between 0 and 14.2. As the value increases, the blade is set to penetrate deeper. You can press the ES key button to exit this section. To change the value, for example to 5, enter the new value and press enter. The setting will be saved immediately. To revert it to its previous position, you can enter a new value here in the same way. The retract section below indicates how much the blades retract after cutting to prevent scratching the inner conductors during stripping. For example, after the blades descend to a depth of 12.5 millimeters, they retract by 0.30 millimeters during stripping to complete the process. This value can be adjusted between 0 and the insulation thickness, depending on the cable's insulation. For this machine, a range of 0.3 to 0.6 millimeters is generally sufficient. The strip length section at the front indicates the cable stripping length. For example, if 12 millimeters is selected, a 12 millimeter stripping length will be applied to the cable end. Peel length refers to the holding distance left on the insulation after stripping. In other words, the system pulls forward by 10 millimeters and holds the insulation from the upper section for twisting. In summary, a 12 millimeter stripping process is performed. If the twist function is turned off, the cable is pulled forward by 10 millimeters and left on the insulation to complete the process. When the twist function is activated, after setting the strip length to 12 millimeters for example, you need to leave an additional margin. For proper twisting, it is important to leave an additional 1 to 2 millimeters depending on the cable diameter. The inset position section indicates how much the ferrule will be inserted inward or outward. When this value is increased forward, a small gap is left between the insulation and the metal. For most ferules, an average of 1 millimeter is sufficient. For larger ferules, this value can be slightly increased. The clip dia section at the bottom indicates the gripping diameter of the cable. This value should generally be 0.1 to 0.2 millimeters smaller than the outer diameter of the cable. For example, if the cable's outer diameter is 1 millimeter, setting the clip dia value to approximately 0.8 millimeters would be appropriate. This ensures the cable is firmly held during stripping and prevents it from slipping into the machine due to pulling force. The crimp position section on the side is where we enter the length of the metal part of the insulated ferrule. For example, when 14 millimeters is entered, the device will crimp 14 millimeters of the ferrule. A maximum value of up to 15 millimeters can be entered. When 14 millimeters is entered, crimping is applied up to 14 millimeters at the upper section. Any length beyond that will not be crimped. The twist time at the bottom indicates the twisting duration during the cable stripping process. Generally, a value of 0.2 is sufficient. For thicker cables, you can slightly increase this duration. In the upper right section, there are two different modes, manual and automatic. First, press the clear alarm button, then press the reset button once. When operating the device in manual mode, you can activate the manual functions located at the bottom. In the lower section, there are two options, crimp mode and peel mode. Crimp mode, the device feeds the cable, strips it, performs twisting if the twist function is active, and then installs the ferrule. Peel mode, the device feeds the cable, strips it, performs twisting if active, but completes only the stripping process without installing a ferrule. When you press and hold the auto button next to the start button, the device operates in step mode. In this mode, each long press of the start button makes the machine perform only one step at a time. When the reset button at the bottom is pressed, the machine resets and returns to its initial position. The step button next to it is used to switch between automatic and step mode when pressed and held. Now let's briefly review the program menus at the bottom. The I/O screen displays whether the sensors inside the machine are active or inactive. In case of a malfunction, we can check here which sensor is active or inactive. By pressing the return button, I go back to the main page. When we press the manual button, a page opens where we can control all device functions manually. From here, you can press the next button to view different features. Pressing next again will return you to the first page. Finally, I press the home button to return to the main screen. From here, we enter our third page, the program page. This program page allows you to see all the settings from the main page collectively on a single screen. You can also adjust the settings here for different cables. The main page allows you to quickly modify the settings of the cable currently in use. For different cable diameters or types, you can switch to Program 2 and Program 3 pages to define and save the relevant cable settings separately. On the Program 3 page, you can define a custom cable and ensure the machine operates according to those settings. The Custom Page section allows you to create your own program for AVG-type cables or other special cables. Pressing the back button and then the home button returns us to the main page. When you click on the parameter screen, the system will request a password. This section is intended for technical support and advanced settings. For now, there is no need to make any changes here. By pressing the back button, we return to the main page again. Our device is now ready to operate in automatic mode. First, we select the 10 square millimeters option. Then, if the device is in manual mode, we switch it to automatic mode from the right side. After changing the mode, we press the reset button once. The device first moves to the 0 position and finds its reference point. Then, we switch from crimp mode to manual peel mode. We perform our first test in peel mode. If there are no issues during stripping, we switch the device back to crimp mode and perform further tests in this mode. First, we set the device to automatic mode, then switch to peel mode and perform the first test. If the product comes out properly, the test is successful. Afterwards, we switch the device to crimp mode and perform another test. Let's adjust the mechanical settings of the device. We pour the 6 type ferrules into the hopper. Then we take a terminal sample. We place the terminal in position and make sure it is correctly aligned. To change the guide here, we first cut off the air supply. After cutting the air supply, we see the guide move forward. Then we prepare the 6 type guide that comes with the device. We remove the old guide using an Allen key. We take the new guide and place it in position. After making the necessary adjustments, we secure it using the Allen key. Finally, we check the forward and backward movement of the guide. If the guide moves smoothly, it has been installed correctly. Then, we turn the air supply back on. After restoring the air supply, we power on the device. We enter the manual page and activate the vibrating disc function. To collect the ferrules inside the container, we first take the air pump supplied with the device. Then we take the spiral air hose included in the package. After that, we attach the other end of the hose and the collection bag to the air pump outlet. Once the connections are securely completed, the system is ready for collection and operation. When we click the Peel 0 option and pull the motor backward, we remove the hopper here. Now we remove the relevant part in this manner. After removing this part, we install the new part that will be used for larger ferrules. We position it so that the flat surface at the back faces the blades and the oval part faces forward. Now let's install the nozzle required for larger ferrules. Here we slightly loosen the screw using a 3mm Allen key. After loosening it, the nozzle will begin to move. The reason we shut off the air supply is to safely and comfortably remove the nozzle by pulling the head backward once it starts moving. We gently push the head forward here. There's a guide point on the side of the nozzle. You must ensure that this guide point is aligned with the upper guide. After placing the part correctly, we position the upper guide and secure the nozzle using the Allen key. Finally, we manually check that the nozzle does not move downward. Now let's move on to the die installation stage. We place the die into position using our finger. We secure the die using the small Allen screws on the right side. First, we leave the screws slightly loose without tightening them completely. We insert the other Allen screw as well and leave it slightly loose. The important point here is that the upper parts of the opposing dies must be aligned at the same level. In other words, the gap between the two dies and the clamp must be 0, which is critical for proper operation. Otherwise, this gap may cause jamming or prevent the clamp from closing completely. Finally, we firmly tighten the screws with the Allen key to secure them. Today we reviewed our automatic ferrule and wire crimping machine. See you in our next product introduction video.